you very much for joining us on this episode of the Cancer Smart Youth Podcast. We are broadcasting live from Washington, D.C., where we are attending the Leadership Summit and Lobby Day. I have two beautiful colleagues today who have joined us on this episode. So, my colleague on my right, can you just introduce yourself?
My name is McKayla, and I am from Hawaii. I am the Vice State Lead of Hawaii, and I'm also the co-founder of the Indigenous Volunteer Voices group here at 𝐂𝐴𝐶𝐬𝐿.
Okay, nice. And Kara?
Yeah, my name is Kira. I live in California. I've been a volunteer with ACS/ACS-CAN for 8 years now, and I started the California Emerging Leaders Council, which is a group of youth and young professionals in California.
Okay, great. I'm so happy that you are here, guys. So as you know, the Cancer Smart Youth Podcast has been put together to break the barriers, to break the silence on cancer, and to highlight young people who are doing an amazing job, just like the ones that you are doing. So I'm super happy. So before we went live, Kara has got a Nyanja word that she wants to tell you guys.
Yeah.
So does McKayla.
Yeah, I will try my best. But one word that's always resonated with the youth and also with the American Cancer Society is the idea of hope, or 𝐶𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐵.
Oh, you're doing amazing. Yes, 𝐶𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐵. Okay. And yeah, that's true. You know, if you don't have hope, then you're not living, because for anything that goes on in your life, you need to be hopeful. So thanks.
I think youth kind of represent that hope of our next generation and how we're going to change the cancer landscape.
Exactly. Yeah. Tell, what do you have for us?
I learned how to say how are you, so muli bonji Idah.
Bueno muli bonji.
Bueno. 𝐒𝐚𝐽𝐿.
Oh, 𝐒𝐚𝐽𝐿
for having us. I appreciate it.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm happy. So McKayla right here just got one of the biggest award in the leadership and Lobby Day Summit under the Young Leaders Department. So she just got the National Youth Leader of the Year award.
So did Kira.
Oh yeah, I just forgot my award.
What?
Oh, we both got it.
We both got it, yeah.
Oh yeah!
I just forgot my
It's okay. We are hopeful that she got it. And we have 𝐶𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐵 that she has it in the room. All right, so these two beautiful ladies here got the National Young Leader Award during the 2024 Leadership and Lobby Day Summit here in Washington. So I'll start with you, Kara. What does this award mean to you?
Yeah, I think it really is. It really represents kind of all of the work that's been done in the past few years. I mean, I think honestly I owe it all to my staff partners and the wonderful people who have believed in us. I mean, even our president and like vice president and everyone has invested in young leaders, and came to like a summit with all of us and just spent like a weekend with young leaders, and like it really represents that they're starting to see it. So super happy.
Okay, amazing. And to you, McKayla?
I mean, it actually means so much to me, because as an Indigenous person, I feel like we finally have a presence and voice at the table, and to be representing that group and my Native Hawaiians, like, it means a lot. But as Kira said, it definitely could not have been done without a lot of the support of the staff members here, and the encouragement that they give us and the freedom that they give us to express our creativity.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. And I have learned that you are so much involved with young leaders, especially students and pupils in schools, and your first involvement with American Cancer Society was when you founded a club in your school, right?
So it's like in 𝐴𝐶S-CAN, but yeah, I did it while we were in school. Yeah.
How did you do it? How did you manage to pull the students together?
Well, so 4 other amazing Native American and Native Alaskan women, we collectively thought of this idea of creating this beautiful space for us to share our this unique culture that we have with one another as Indigenous people. And I think not having that that safe space for us was kind of a thing that alerted us that, you know, like we need to create this space for us.
Okay.
So when we had talked together in a group at one of our conferences, we thought that it was just really important that we have that space because, you know, we have our Black Volunteer Caucus, right? We have our Young Leaders Caucus, which 𝐘𝐨 is also a member of. We have the LGBTQIA and allies group. We have the AAPI, and then we also have 𝐒𝐴𝐶𝐸.
Yes.
So I think not seeing that we didn't have that space, it was really imperative for us to create that group. So, yeah.
And I'll give her a shout out. I was there at the conference where she was like, we need this space. And like she went at it, she talked to like so many different people and she raised her voice in all of the different settings. And like just being like a young leader in that and kind of making sure that other people have a space too.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes, and I mean, girl power, right? Yeah. 𝐘𝐨 was one of the first people that I consulted with about feeling this way, because we went to the Young Leaders, we were part of the formation of the Young Leaders Caucus together, and when I had told her like how I felt, she was the one, as well as a couple of other people who had encouraged me to go ahead and speak up about it, because I think 𝐘𝐨 also saw the importance behind the formation of the group as well.
Thank you, 𝐘𝐨. You are beautiful. And I also want to talk about your involvement with the California Emerging Young Leaders. How did you do that, and how is it going? And also, if you can tell us 2 of your objectives.
Yeah, so I started 2 years ago. I used to work in just the American Cancer Society space in engaging youth. I was the national youth engagement, so I worked with like that kind of space, but there wasn't a space for advocacy. And a lot of youth didn't really know what it was, and they felt intimidated to talk about policies. They didn't know what like was happening in the government. And so 2 years ago when I talked with my staff partner, she was like, we really need this space. Mary Kemp is a wonderful, wonderful woman who super encouraging. She was like, we need you here, like we need to do this together. And so a partnership between me and her blossomed, where we just kind of take on whatever we can and we ask for apologies later. You know, we created a Slack channel, we created a website, we did all these things because we were like, we need to invest in this. Because before, when you would go to these like leadership summit lobby days, you know, the amount of people that you would see under the age of 35 would maybe be like 30 out of like 600 to 700. And so to increase that space and really empower the young leaders to start talking about it, because they're the new voters too. So what we started with a group of 10 volunteers, and we kind of just started talking and, you know, seeing the creativity and the passion from all of them from across the state. It was just like, okay, we can make this bigger. And so we created these big goals. We're like, we're going to write down every single district, and we're going to try to engage every single district, because we want representation from everyone, and we want to empower those communities, because I came from the background of like high school and college engagement, and so I know how passionate high schoolers can be, because they are looking for something, you know, they're looking to be a part of something. To be
involved, to be heard.
So we're talking about like how they can both combine their career skills, grow in other ways, and then also do it with advocacy. So we do these passion projects with them. So for example, you know, I'll talk about the nonprofit that people started, research projects, and they just absolutely love it. They even like, some of them want to create games around advocacy and do their coding skills with it. It's just, we want to make sure that advocacy is something that they feel empowered to do. Not just like a petition we sign to them, but it's something that their journey is determined by them and what fits into their life.
Advocacy is my love language.
I
became an advocate at the age of 14, and for the last 14 years I love doing it, and I'm not looking back, and I've got no reason to stop. So I'll be advocating until my last breath.
You got the bug. Once you get it, you don't stop.
All right. Okay. So I'd also like you to at least encourage young people, and because this podcast is primarily for Zambians, but I'm glad we are global. So what from your 𝐘𝐨, what what message of advice would you encourage someone who has been affected by cancer, but they're not free to come out, and they just feel like being in that shell because they're afraid of stigma, isolation, and all that? What's that word that you have for them, or that encouragement? So you can just look into the camera and tell them.
So we start with 𝐒𝐸𝐬𝐚𝐫𝐭. I think, hope is so contagious, and so to kind of speak to your point, specifically Zambians, I do work with another lab on Afrofuturism, and this idea of like empowering, communities to share their culture as a part of the future, imagining their culture as a forefront. And so I think, when you're talking about stigma, it is something that is, culturally based too. With the API community, I know people who their families never, there's like this one movie where it's like, oh, they don't tell the grandparents that they have cancer. You don't tell the actual patient because it seems like bad luck. And I think, it's about the youth, representing this 𝐒𝐸𝐬𝐚𝐫𝐭 on how we can start to talk about it. And because your voice is so powerful, and you can start with just even a simple thing. You can do it anonymously. You can create a piece of artwork around it. You can do whatever you feel comfortable around it. You can even just talk with someone one-on-one. I think advocacy can mean so many things, and the more you allow yourself to feel a little more uncomfortable every time, you grow. So definitely just try to keep on growing and try to keep 𝐒𝐸𝐬𝐚𝐫𝐭.
There you have it. So you see, being in advocacy, it doesn't mean you need a lot of money. It doesn't mean you need a lot of financial things and all that, but you've got your resources, you've got your voice. Speak for somebody who is not able to speak for themselves. The other things that you could give is a smile. Offer a smile to somebody who is going through a tough day. Offer a smile to someone who feels like, okay, this is it, this is the end, because they have just heard the words, you have cancer, and they feel like their world is shattered and all that. Offer a shoulder to lean on. Come to our different events, learn, socialize, and see how you could contribute to breaking the silence on cancer and creating a Zambia with more birthdays and less cancer. So last words from you, McKayla. What's your word to your encouragement to people, to young people specifically, who are in school? And like our age is a little confusing, because you are from school and you want to see how your future is, you want to career and
how can I balance advocacy with
how
this?
Can I balance time? So that's what I'd like to hear from you. Like, how did you manage, or how do you manage to balance your career life, your school life, and also your advocacy life? So you can look into that camera and tell us.
So I feel like if you really have a passion and you're really passionate about something, like, just go for it. I've learned throughout college and just family stuff, and especially this advocacy, like, if you have the passion behind something and you have the strength to speak up about it, like, just go for it. You have nothing to lose. Like why would you want to hold back on the what ifs, Like, what if you don't speak up about it? What if you don't go for that job? What if you don't go for that scholarship? Nothing bad is gonna happen if you don't, if you fail at something that you tried, like, nothing bad's gonna happen. It's just, you can just get up and try again, So I think my word to end off this discussion is definitely strength, and I think I've definitely honed that in from my culture and home.
Great. Okay, thank you very much, ladies. And I just want to bring this out based on what you have said, like your power within, and also what if it works out, what if it doesn't work out. One of the things that we have been procrastinating as a cancer smart youth is to start this podcast, because oh my god, I've been thinking, so what if it doesn't work out? What if I don't find guests for the show? What if the camera doesn't work so well? I don't have the most skills to aid it to do what. So what if it, you know, like I had a lot of what ifs, but with guidance from people that mentor us, our founder, Miss 𝐿𝐸𝐸, who is so amazing. And you know, she's like, Idah, just go for it. It's okay if you make mistakes. You can get away with it because you're still young.
Yes, that's the thing. We can make as many mistakes and have all the time in the world.
Yes. So thank you very much. So we've talked about the power within you. We've talked about the what ifs. If it doesn't work out, it's okay. If it works out, more power to you. So from us, the Cancer Smart Youth, it's bye. Until next time, please be the voice to the voiceless and be Cancer Smart. Thank you.
Thank you.
To fight cancer, we gonna need more than just closed mouths and a pack of knickknacks.
Feel free to follow us on all our social media platforms at Zambian Cancer Society: Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. You should also subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you don't miss an episode. Contact us on 0976 659914.